Hey guys, here's another short video of Nibiru. It's pretty interesting. It shows the planet and explains what it's doing. But anyway, I'll leave a description. I'll leave a link in the description. You can come and watch it fully for yourself. This whole channel, and he's got some interesting stuff on here. But I'll show you this one. But I'll leave a link in the description for the rest. And some of it has the what they found in Antarctica, that thing coming out of the side of the mountain. That's a UFO or whatever it is. And I'll let you can go back down and read that if you want. Anyway, I'll show you this one for now.
Hello and welcome. This is Luis El Nomo Rivers. This time we're going to discuss about the planet X, or call it Nibiru. I bring a video that has come from an amateur astronomer. Here begins the video. In this recording, in real time, you can see what the astronomer indicates is Nibiru. That shows a very unstable atmosphere, as you can see. It seems that it has some clouds. There we pause and see even wind cyclones, and that it could be moving at high speed atmosphere. This makes me think that if it was recorded in real time, it will be a very unstable atmosphere. What do you think? Apparently, those spots and that change so frequent in the recording could indicate either that the planet is traveling at a very high speed, or simply that it rotates on its own axis at an impressive speed, and it could also be that its atmosphere was like a liquid soap. As it changed so constantly, it seems that its atmosphere is unstable or turns very fast. Sometimes it shines a lot of times. This makes me doubt a bit about the authenticity of the video. We are checking the source of this astronomer. So what do you think? Do you think it is a real video? Do you believe in the existence of Nibiru? Leave me your comments. Let's discuss about this famous planet that since its ancestral times has been recorded. Some people say that its orbit is about 36,000 years, or others estimate 26,000 years even, so we will be in front of the first video evidence of this planet. Thank you for being here on my channel. Subscribe and we'll be publishing new evidence.
There's that one. Let me get down here and see if there's some interesting stuff on this page.
The Nibiru Nemesis system has came closer to us, and lately one big huge red fiery ball has been flying through the air. Some say that Nibiru have meteorites on it 500 miles long. It looks like planets themselves, but yet people are taking this lightly.
Dude, what the hell? They're actually coming! Okay. Wait, this is content! We need to stay! What are you? Dude, what is that? Dude, it's not a helicopter! Come back!
So Nibiru has been being spotted over the coastlines, over the sea coastline lately. So the first 3 videos, that's where this has been spotted at, all over the place. Check this out.
Catherine, viens voir. Viens.
Again, 3 more people spotted it over the sea coastline, you know, where we've been having these large earthquakes.
Mira, mira, es que eso, ya se van juntando acá los otros también, los otros ya se fueron, weón. Señor de los milagros, ve, y está todo ese poco que va saliendo del mar, weón.
So every time I do a close-up on this, it just looks like one big, huge fireball. It's a rock going through the sky, nothing more, nothing less. It's not a UFO. So we're going to be looking at it again from another perspective. So here it goes right here. This person got good, great footage of this, man, where we can do a more careful examination of what this is. Check this out. See, look at that. And you can see it hurling. He got a very good close-up on that. Look at that. And see how it's just flipping and rolling through the sky like one big, huge hot rock, like I said. We've been, like I said earlier in the video, experienced earthquakes 7 magnitude and higher. Don't you know that this earth is going to shake and never stop shaking in a minute? Don't you know the poles is getting ready to shift? Don't you know the war is getting ready to start? Don't you know the day of the Lord is right around the corner? But people heed not. We're going to do a close-up on this hot rock again and look at it very closely. Check it out. Look at that. This looks like one big huge fireball, but you can see it turning and it's flipping and turning through the sky. See? Like one big hot fiery planet. Hell. So all of these has been spotted on the coastlines where the earthquakes keep coming in, the 7 magnitudes and greater. We are in grave danger, people. Take this serious. This is your final warning.
And you can look this stuff up all over the place. I know a few people that have live pictures of it here as recently. Supposedly live pictures. And I'll try to get them if he'll let me use them. These planets are prophesized from the beginning.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Skywatch Media News. It is the first week of June, 2017. Nibiru is becoming more visible by the day. Reports of naked eye observations are on the rise. Now more than ever, it is important to keep vigil on events that are taking place across our planet that may provide a time.
And this is 3 years ago, and people are seeing 2 suns in the sky over the oceans, the coastlines. They're seeing what looks like a red planet with wings. I mean, they're seeing all kinds of stuff and experiencing earth-changing things, you know, like earthquakes. It even affects the people of Earth. If you've noticed, some people are just going crazy.
Timeline for the highly anticipated arrival of the Planet X system. Nibiru is rising to the ecliptic, appearing from the southern hemisphere and moving in a clockwise rotation relative to our Sun. It will first align with Mercury 30 degrees to the ecliptic. As it draws closer to Earth, it will rise another 30 degrees, crossing Jupiter's orbit, where it will reach perigee at the place of the crossing, where it met the planet Tiamat in our distant past. From there, it will head back out into deep space, just as it did the last time it passed our way. What's presently happening as the system moves towards perihelion is that major changes are appearing on the surface and in the atmosphere of our Sun and all the planets. These changes have been observed and confirmed by astronomer Mike Lockwood of California's Rutherford Appleton National Laboratories. So here's what we know at this time. Since 1901, which would be the last 116 years, the Sun's magnetic field has increased by 230%. In that time frame, solar storms and flares have also increased. The Earth's moon now has a 6,000-kilometer deep atmosphere of natrium, which was previously non-existent. Mercury has developed polar ice, a remarkable feat considering it is the closest planet to the Sun. The luminosity of Venus has skyrocketed by an astonishing 2,500% and has experienced major changes in its atmosphere in the last 40 years. If you have observed the evening sky the past fall and winter, you would know exactly what I am referring to with regard to the appearance of Venus. The polar ice caps of Mars, which are further away from the Sun than the Earth, have melted, while the magnitude of storms has increased exponentially. Here on Earth, a diminishing magnetic field has increased the amount of radiation entering the atmosphere, causing an epidemic of skin cancer. Have you noticed just how warm the Sun has become these days? You can't even wander out for an extended time without feeling the effects of the Sun on your skin. In addition, the collapsing field has produced dramatic climate change and extreme weather on a scale never seen in our lifetime. For its part, the Sun has created solar winds that contribute to the elimination of ions that allow the Earth to retain water and air. All these horrific changes are happening right now. Sadly, the vast majority of scientists and those in the know are unwilling to reveal the actual reason for these drastic changes and the ecological degradation that is now happening. Whatever the reasons may be for the censorship of information that is so vital to humanity, it seems to be working, since very few are willing to sacrifice their reputations and their very survival in order to warn the masses that something enormous is on its way towards Earth. However, there are a few brave souls who have gone out on a limb to inform the public about the existence of something in the heavens that poses great danger for the world. Recently, a member of the Brazilian Senate, a gentleman by the name of Telmario Moto, gave a speech before the Parliament addressing a report of the American Space Agency. According to the senator, the NASA report indicates that a planet referred to as 7X is coming towards the Earth and is going to change the gravitational field of our planet.
De uma eleitora que ela diz o seguinte: senador, o senhor viu essa informação da NASA? Ou seja, a NASA afirma que o planeta Nibiru, o X7, está vindo em direção à Terra e o ciclo atual será terminado em breve. Ela fala mais. Segundo o relatório da NASA, o planeta altera o campo gravitacional da Terra e, com isso, 2/3 da humanidade perecerá e 2/3 morrerão de fome e de doença. Claro, eu passei isso para os meus assessores, promover um estudo para ver se esse planeta que ela fala de Nibiru está realmente se aproximando da Terra.
Now, just think about this for a moment. This is quite a remarkable statement in and of itself. Here is a man who is a prestigious member of the Brazilian parliament, telling the world that a giant planet is coming our way. Now, it seems logical that no one is going to put their reputation or their honor on the line if for any reason they knew that what they were telling others was a complete hoax or a false flag. It makes absolutely no sense. There were some on social media who were actually criticizing this man for speaking out on this subject, indicating that there were more relevant issues facing the planet. Now, are you kidding me? More relevant issues than a massive comet-like planet barreling down on the Earth? I suppose this courageous senator must now realize how Noah must have felt when he warned the disbelievers that great peril was coming their way. What did they do? They mocked him, ridiculed him, and called him a fearmonger. So you see, regardless of the signs given to the world, no matter how many warnings are spoken through its messengers, and despite the great changes taking place, there will be those who will stick their heads in the sand and declare that the world is and always has been the same, today, tomorrow, and forever. One only has to open a history book to know that great changes have taken place on this planet over many millennia, and that which has happened in our past will repeat itself. It's inevitable. It is part of the cycle of life here on Earth, a renewable cleansing, so to speak. Did you know that the odds of events naturally occurring in nature are about 3 and almost 1?
And we all know what the Bible says about the end times, that people will go on marrying and living life just like it was in Noah's day and ignoring the warnings of what's to come. But we know what's coming, and we got our eye on it, and we know there's going to be hard times ahead, but we know God's got our back, and we have each other's back. So, but we still need to have some concern, guys. We can't just let this go by. And I know a lot of people don't believe this, and if you mention anything about it, they call you crazy. I've been there, done that. I mean, I've showed this a few years back, and people called me crazy. That wasn't true, but it is true. And the government's hiding it. They won't let nobody know because they don't want chaos, but yet there's already chaos. Look at what's happening in our towns and cities. It's crazy. There's chaos already. But anyway, don't take your eye off of it, guys. Keep your eye on the sky.
1060. Those are almost impossible odds, and yet violent storms, floods, and volcanic eruptions have become a major concern, and things are getting much worse. The public is being kept in the dark deliberately to avoid panic, while storm systems are multiplying in type, intensity, and size. I've mentioned this before, but why are the elites scurrying about to quickly build these underground bunkers? It's a very good question. Maybe they know something that the rest of us don't know.
This is what I was talking about a while back.
It behooves you to dig deeper to get some answers as to why they are doing this. Or you can just dismiss all of this and carry on with your normal existence. We call that the freedom to choose. But one thing I know for sure, and maybe some of you know this as well, the rich do not waste their money on anything that is based on rumors and innuendos. They tend to use their money wisely, and that is why they are wealthy. So my advice to you is to watch what they do and when they do it, and heed the warnings and the evidence that something big is about to happen. We are beginning to see that today. Reports warn of a future era of rioting and nuclear war, during which time Great Britain will become the Siberia encased in snow when seeking to find new homelands. Would not be unrealistic in such a catastrophic environment. A Pentagon report predicts that abrupt climate change could.
And guys, this was recorded in 2017. This is 3 years ago. And look at the riots we're having. I mean, this is crazy stuff.
Bring the planet to the edge of anarchy as countries develop a nuclear threat to defend and secure dwindling food, water, and energy supplies. The threat to global stability vastly eclipses that of terrorism in the world today. Look at what is happening in North Korea with the testing of ballistic missiles that are capable of carrying nuclear warheads. Why is this allowed to happen? Well, the first thought that comes to mind is that this is a great distraction from what is really happening. Is a nuclear war the ultimate distraction? If so, what do they hope to accomplish? Right now, the Earth is holding a higher population than what it is capable of sustaining. In just 3 short years, by the year 2020, vast shortages of water and energy supplies will become harder to overcome, thus plunging our planet into war. Roughly 8,200 years ago, climatic conditions resulted in widespread crop failure, famine, disease, and mass migration of populations. We could soon see a repeat of this period in time. The ramifications of rapid climate change would create global chaos, thus a national security threat that would run rampant. The key to any survival would be in your manner of preparedness. Staying informed, making a plan and staying to it, and remaining safe in an emergency will become important factors going forward. There has been a great deal of controversy recently regarding an anomaly that appears to be coming from Antarctica. In the last couple of months, a mysterious microwave anomaly has been detected by the MORPH integrated microwave imagery, and it's coming from the Antarctic region. The first wave anomaly was detected on April 2nd of 2017. The second wave occurred on May 15th, and on May 26th, MIMIC caught the third wave. The source of the mysterious wave points to a location at Antarctica. As we have mentioned before, if you make a line down into Antarctica, the path of the wave anomaly crosses the mysterious Princess Elizabeth Station, which is situated at the base of a pyramid structure. This leads us to speculate whether the waves are originating from this station or from an unknown source. Regardless, something in that area is creating this anomaly, which is beaming out into the Pacific Ocean. Observations indicate that this anomaly is situated over or close to the Cascadia subduction zone, which is a 600-mile fault that runs from Northern California up to British Columbia and is about 70 to 100 miles off the Pacific coastline. Scientists are predicting that there is about a 40% chance that a megathrust earthquake of 9 or greater will occur in this fault zone in the years ahead. So as this wave anomaly from May 26th indicates, there is something at Antarctica that is manipulating or altering the weather in the Pacific Ocean region for reasons that are unbeknown to the public. Seismic unrest in the United States is picking up steam. There is a disturbing trend taking place at this time. In the first week of June, there have been 11 earthquakes in Yellowstone, 4 tremors in the New Madrid seismic zone, and 2 rare earthquakes in an area of Alaska not familiar with earthquake activity. On June 1st of 2017, 2 rare and shallow earthquakes hit Shishmaref in Alaska. What is so unusual about these quakes is that there have been only 8 earthquakes in this area since 1931. These 2 earthquakes were followed by tremors reported around Tennessee in the New Madrid seismic zone. The quakes in this part of the country are very disturbing to people because of the New Madrid Fault, which produced the most powerful quake in U.S. history in 1811 and 1812. On June 2nd of 2017, a series of earthquakes started rattling West Yellowstone in Montana, very close to the Yellowstone National Park and thus to the supervolcano caldera. A few hours later, 2 other quakes rattled New Madrid again, this time in Georgia and Alabama. Meanwhile, a 3.4 earthquake hit Ohio on June 3rd. No one seems to know what is happening here. The mainstream media is completely silent about this. It certainly appears that pressure is being released along these vast fault lines from the New Madrid across the Yellowstone caldera and up to the Cascadia subduction zone. And if you live in these areas, you should get prepared. Bizarre weather anomalies continue to sweep across the world, from ice missiles bombarding Bangladesh to large tidal waves smashing ashore in the Netherlands, to a wall of sand inundating Khartoum. The chaos left in the wake of these strange events are being felt across the planet. Take a look at the devastation from the massive hailstones that resembled ice missiles that pummeled Bangladesh on June 1st.
Tsunami.
去哪里哦？看去哪里？啊，还有没有？
There is considerable speculation and second guessing when it comes to understanding the very reasons for the bizarre and unprecedented weather events that are continuing at an accelerated pace across the Earth. Extreme weather isn't something that is new to the planet, but the intensity and the frequency of these events are creating a real dilemma for all nations and all people. There is good reason to believe that a massive dwarf star and its accompanying system of planets and moons that are moving through our solar system are responsible for the changes happening on Earth. I mentioned at the beginning of this video presentation that Nibiru, the blue Kachina of Hopi prophecy, is becoming more visible by the day. Observations of its presence in our solar system are coming into focus. This object was captured using a telescopic lens on June 1st of 2017. Close-ups show the presence of a giant planet resembling the blue Kachina. Now, something this large, if the images are shown to be authentic, could explain the extreme erratic weather and the huge uptick in volcanic activity that is being reported across the world. Not only was the object seen in proximity to the Sun in recent days, but apparently was being picked up from the International Space Station the first week of June. These images, recorded by Skywatcher, who monitors the ISS webcam, are showing the presence of an orbital body resembling the blue Kachina. And then there is this peculiar presence, which briefly materialized from the Playa del Carmen video cam during sunrise on May 30th. It looks to be an enormous planetary object. Here is the video time-lapse of this capture. So in closing, here is something to reflect on, regardless of whether you are religious or secular, or consider yourself a Christian or a non-believer. All the peoples of the ancient world considered the crossing of Nibiru as a sign of impending upheavals and great changes on Earth due to its strong gravitational effects. Torrential rains and massive flooding would inundate the planet and subsequently arrest the Earth's spin on its own axis for an entire day. Earthlings believed that when Nibiru finally arrived, justice would settle upon the Earth. Nations would be judged and people reputed for their transgressions in the way of floods, inundations, and earthquakes. History has a way of repeating itself, lest we forget the teachings and the words of the ancient scholars and prophets who forewarned of this day. To all of our viewers and subscribers, stay safe, keep vigil over your surroundings, share your thoughts with like-minded individuals, and most importantly, keep looking to the sky.
That was some videos from the past. It was in 2017. And people are ignoring it. They're ignoring the fact that it's out there, that it's getting close to Earth, and it's going to cause a lot of problems for Earth when it does get closer. And the blue planet, I don't know if it has anything to do with the chaos that's happened today on Earth or not, but some people say it is. Some people say it's not. But, you know, we got riots. People who are just mean. And I have to tell you, man, these are kids in school, or if you have kids in school that's been in there for, say, the last 10, 15 years, and they get out of school, they don't, you know, they're rising up against their parents. They disown their parents if we don't agree with their logic, their point of view. And if you try to say that there's evil in the world, they call you a liar. They hardly believe in God anymore. And, you know, the Bible foretold this. It said it would be like it's an end times, and it is. It is. And it's terrible. It's scary. But we have to keep on doing what we're doing. We have to keep on going. And we'll get through it. We'll get through it. But we just got to pray for our kids. You know, say a prayer for our kids, or that snowflake generation that's throwing these tantrums all the time. We need to pray for them, pray hard, that God would open their eyes. And, you know, they say they're woke. I don't know what that means, but I know the saying, you get woke, you go broke. But they're woke all right to the devil, because the devil lies and he's the father of lies. And these kids are believing that lie. And the Bible said if they wanted to believe a lie, he'd let them. And that's what's wrong with them. He's got their eyes closed. They don't want to open their eyes to the truth. He'll let them believe the lie. But we have to pray hard for them, guys. And I asked everybody out there to pray. And pray hard for these youngsters. And y'all have a nice day. And I'll see you on the next one. God bless.